Welcome back, Patriots, and thanks for tuning in to episode number 12 of the Patriot Power Freedom Files, a journey into the heart of the American Revolution history. Each video is designed to be short yet informative, as I don't want to take up too much of your time. And as I covered in my last episode, number 11, the audio from each of these Freedom File video series will now be included as a short episode on my podcast. On today's date in history, January 22nd, 1779, a hanging took place, and I would bet that very few people have ever heard about the individual that I'm about to talk about. Claudius Smith, a notorious figure during the Revolutionary War, he played a key role as the leader of a band of irregulars, locally known as the Cowboys. Smith and his group operated in the border region of New York and New Jersey, carrying out guerrilla-style tactics against American patriots. Claudius was a loyalist and took part in Tory raids alongside the Mohawk Indian chief Joseph Brant. Now, these cowboys were infamous for their ruthless tactics, engaging in raids, robberies, thefts, and other acts of violence. The composition of these cowboy gangs were loose, including confirmed Tories, British deserters, runaway slaves, and Indians. Their number was indeterminate, and their tastes in thievery were undiscriminating. Smith and his gang stole livestock and ambushed travelers on the Orange Turnpike between Canada and New York from the cave that's now memorialized as Claudius Smith's Den in Orange County's Harriman State Park. These caves were reportedly his and his group's hideout. Near these mountains and caves, George Washington tried to move his army northward from Middlebrook, New Jersey, to encamp in July 1777, which was about 11 miles above this den. The region was so overrun with these cowboys and other Tories that Washington could not get reliable accounts of British General Howe's proposed operations. A side note to his den in this area is that it's either fact or legend that much of their bounty was buried in the mountains, including money, jewelry, weapons, muskets, and anything else that they stole. Descendants of Smith have actually scoured the mountains along with other eager treasure hunters, but only muskets were found, and even then, it really can't be determined if these muskets were stolen by Smith and his group or just left over from the war. Now, Claudius Smith himself was a complex character, often portrayed as a highwayman and outlaw, but some actually refer to him as a Robin Hood of the day, as he targeted the wealthy and is said to have been kind to the poor. Smith managed to escape justice until his gang murdered Patriot Major Nathaniel Strong in the course of a robbery. The governor then was George Clinton. He issued a warrant for his arrest, offering a $1,200 reward for the capture of Smith and $600 reward for each of his sons. Something odd that I found was that Smith was described as 7 feet tall in his wanted poster. Smith was not 7 feet tall. In fact, the average height at the time was 5'7" for men. George Washington was 6'3" and towered over everyone that when he walked into a room. So I did find Smith on a muster roll that was found in 1762 during the French and Indian War, where he was listed as 5'9". He was captured on Long Island by Major Jesse Brush in October, and he and the other members of his gangs, including one of his sons, were returned to Patriot territory, tried, found guilty, and then hung near their home turf in Goshen. According to Reverend Rowe, moments before Smith was hung, he kicked off his shoes saying, quote, "Mother often said I would die like a trooper's horse with my shoes on, but I will make her a liar." Now, the accounts of Governor Clinton show an entry for 480 pounds silver charged to cash paid Major Jesse Brush for apprehending and securing the body of Claudius Smith. Now, this amount in today's dollars, US dollars, is just shy of $132,000. So that was super high for a reward today. So back then, it tells me that his actions and crimes were bad enough that warranted such a high reward. Give this video a heart, a like, follow, subscribe, and share, or hey, do all of those, and share it with somebody that you think might like these videos as well. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and of course, all videos are indexed and organized for you at patriotpowerpodcast.com. And with that, if you're looking for an in-depth discussion and a chronological order or story about the American Revolution, please check out my podcast, which is called the Patriot Power Podcast, and it is available on all platforms. The podcast website includes show notes, videos, pictures, links, maps, and a ton more resources that I neatly organize and compile for you. It's a plethora of information, and it allows you to dive even deeper if there's a topic that you find interesting. Everything and more is ready for you at patriotpowerpodcast.com. Thanks so much for watching and learning about what happened on today's date in history, January 22nd, 1781.